Hey everyone, I'm Monty, and Channel 5 is reporting that a Canadian woman who lost her wedding ring while gardening found it 13 years later growing on a carrot.
Hi everyone, I'm Lauren, and Channel 5 is also reporting that Flamin' Hot Cheetos was invented by a janitor.
By a janitor. Wow. And he worked at Frito-Lay. I looked that up. He worked at Frito-Lay, and now he's risen up the ranks. They might make a movie about him. Guys, thank you for joining another episode of Channel 5. We appreciate it, man. The support, the love. I'm surprised, man. You know, you start a new show. You don't know if folks gonna rock with it, but y'all been rocking with it. Y'all rocking with the merch. Thank you for that. Selling these hats out, man, because I told you the next batch of hats price is gonna go up. So as Fat Joe said, today's price is not tomorrow's price. He said yesterday's price ain't today's price, but you get it. I have on the show today, she was originally on the Shareholders Podcast. She's big time, of course. She's got about 5 different businesses, 6 different projects, 3 different ideas, and 2 things that she wants to help me fund. And I don't know if I'm gonna do that, but she's back again. Miss Lauren Spearman. How you doing, Lauren?
I'm doing well. It's a pleasure to be on Channel 5 News today.
Well, thank you. So, guys, you know what we're going to do. We're going to hit a couple topics. We're going to talk about a few things. We have some amazing things. We have the last story we're going to get to is just, oh boy. But I saw something and I want to talk about it. They said that, you know, put it like this, people have worked together since the beginning of time. And, you know, you work 8-hour shift, 9 hours, sometimes 10 hours. You spend a lot of time with the people you work with, sometimes even more than you spend with your family. And the topic of, you know, people, you know, actually getting together and having a romance and dating and even marrying from meeting in work is not an uncommon thing. And I saw a statistic that said since COVID and since people have come back to the office, there's actually been a rise in office, you know, romances, if you will. And it said that of a survey, 33% of U.S. office workers report that they're currently involved or have been involved with somebody in a workplace remote romance, which is up 6% from before COVID. So I say all that to say, Lauren, are you currently in an office romance?
I am currently not in an office romance, but that is because my office is at home. So that would be incest.
You know what? But okay, that's good to know. Have you ever or would you ever date someone that you work with, period?
I have never dated someone that I've worked with, but I've definitely had like a workplace crush and a quote unquote work boyfriend who would bring me lunch and
wait. So save that because we get into that. We're gonna get to that. We're gonna first ask the first question. So I asked you that. I myself, I've never dated somebody I worked with. That's a good point. Look, office crushes. I think everybody has an office crush, but you don't really maybe talk to them or they work somewhere else or whatever. But I have never actually, that's why I found that statistic to be interesting because I've never dated. Now, I've been in situations where I've been in some real weird situations with people that have dated. And like, I was working one place where the person was dating our manager and in the department, and they had not, this was a very big place, they had not disclosed it to HR. Far as I know, they had not. And then it got messy and somebody had to get transferred out of the department because of the relationship. And I just was like, man, if that was me, there's no way that I would not even lost my job or something much more had happened worse because it became a mess. And the worst part was the person dating our manager, once she started dating the manager, she really started acting like she was management. You know what I mean? Like trying to talk down. I'm like, yo, really? Like you are not, it was a mess. That was a hot mess. But do you-
Hold on 1 second. Wait, hold on. That was tea that you just gave. I had to sip tea.
Okay,
that was crazy.
I like what you did there. That was nice. But do you feel like it's inevitable? Because that's what the article is basically saying. Workplace romances are inevitable. Is that true?
I don't feel like it's inevitable for everyone, but for a great majority, married, single, and everywhere in between, it's complicated. I think it happens because, like you stated before, we spend more time with the people we work with than sometimes we do with our own families. And they see us in all moods. So if I just got into it with Ray Ray, on my way to work or the night before, and I come in and here's Jerome, let me cry on Jerome's shoulder. Jerome's going to tell me everything that he's going to do that Ray Ray doesn't do and how he's going to make it better. And it just kind of progresses and you get to know these people and connect with these people emotionally. And a lot of times emotional connections are even worse than physical.
Now, I had a situation. I was not a work husband, but I was a study husband. Now, this was in college. I didn't know I was a study husband. I'll tell this story very quickly. Back in college, I remember it was a big class. It was like 300 people in this big class. And so I remember when I came in, I saw two Black girls. And so, I knew they were going to say, get into study groups because it's a big class, find your own group, blah, blah, blah. So immediately after class, they actually made a beeline for me. They came to like, hey, do you want to be in the study group? I was like, bet. One of the girls was they're both nice looking girls, but one was very attractive. I'll say her first name was Angel. I'll say it like that, Angel. And so me and the girls, and then we had this one guy, this white guy named Mike. So he came in the group too. So it was us four. The whole semester, I'm telling Mike, because Angel was going to school to be a teacher. So she was perfect for the study group because she would write stuff. We would be in the library. She's writing stuff on the board. She had all the notes. It was great, great class. I'm telling Mike the whole time, I'm like, Mike, you see, Angel really wants me, so I'm bringing in snacks and I'm bringing in juice, and Angel, you want some juice? And she takes the juice. So end of the semester, the library was closed. So Angel said, y'all come to my place so we could study for the final. I said, bet. I said, Mike, here we go. So I come in, we're all working and we're all studying. So all four of us there, we're going through the stuff. There's a knock on the door. And so I said, I'll get it. And so I get up, I open the door. This big old giant dude is standing there. And so, I'm like, yes, can I help you at me and Angel's apartment soon to be? What are you doing here? And he was just like, he literally said, he's like, thanks, homie, I forgot my key. He walks in, kisses Angel on the cheek and goes in the back. I said, no, she did not this whole time. And then now Mike, Mike, my little partner, he was like, bro, what happened? I was like, shut up, Mike. Don't worry about it. I won't talk about it. I was so mad. I said,
you thought Angel was so heavenly.
I thought she was just, and I found out I was the study husband, which is, it's messed up when you don't know that. You know what I'm saying? You know you're the work husband, that's fine. I feel like you didn't have a couple of work husbands. That's fine. But when you don't know, oh, that was terrible. That was terrible.
But the way that the story started out, it was reminding me of The Best Man. I was like, what angle is he going with this? Because, at first they were studying before he kissed that frontal lobe and one thing led to another. But
wow. Yes. But I
was cracking up though, because when you talked about how you had the snacks laid out, I literally, you're the perfect hospitality person. So I could just envision.
Yes. I just knew after this semester, me and Angel was going to just be together forever. I've never forgave her for that. She, of course, don't care. But, I never even talked to her again. But what do you think, though? Why is there a rise in this since the pandemic? Because like they said, it's up 6% higher than before. Is it just because we ain't seen each other in so long or what?
Well, what I heard was that the pandemic was either supposed to bring families closer or expose all the kinks and bring them further apart. So I think in those instances where, you're spending more time with your significant other and these kinks in the armor are starting to show, because when you're busy, when you're constantly working and moving, it's easy to look over things. Mm-hmm. But when we have nothing to do all day but interact with each other, you start to see all the flaws are coming out. People's pet peeves. Find solace in. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you broke up for a little bit. Can you say the last part again? Go ahead.
Oh yeah. So I was just saying that, once these kinks in the armor are exposed for the relationship at home, you go to work and then you find solace in the work relationship because it's easy, it's effortless. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? All they have to do is bring snacks and listen to you. They don't have to worry about what your credit score is. Are we paying bills together? Is our intimate life okay? You know, they get it easy. They get the best of you.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing too. And you made a good point. Like I've heard athletes say that when they retire, the wife kind of gets sick of them in about 2 months because they're used to their husbands traveling, going back and forth. And now you've got this coach or this athlete just sitting in the house, getting on your nerves all the time. And it's like, that's why a lot of these guys become broadcasters, because it's like, yo, you need to go do something because because the dynamic changes. And so, like you said, yeah, we were cooped up, and maybe some people's relationships and marriages got tested. And now you get out, or you like, man, ooh, and it is convenient because you know what? At the end of that 8-hour shift, you get to go and, you know, work husband, work wife, gone and all that stuff. And you don't have to deal with all the stuff that you're dealing with at home. So it kind of does make sense and coincide with that. I thought it was very interesting that there is a rise in it, but I guess it does kind of make sense. So, okay, we say that. Now let's transition. I wanted to talk about another topic. And this is, so let me tell you where I'm coming from in this. I want to talk about church etiquette. Now, there's a lot of ways we can go with church etiquette, but this is what I want to talk about. If you go to a church, you have to be, and you want to bring a visitor, you got to tell your peoples what goes down at your church. Like, you might be bringing a brother or sister that hadn't been to church in a long time, you know, or they might, you know, you might go to a black church and they white, or you go to a white church and they black. I feel like so many people fumble the bag with their visitors. Like, okay, if it's first Sunday and everybody wears white on first Sunday, don't have your visitor coming in. Do you understand that? Have you ever been?
Yes. For Communion Sunday.
Communion Sunday, you know what I'm saying? Do they know what communion is? Like, you know, you might be bringing a street brother and he might not have, he's just taking crackers and messing, you know. I feel like a lot of times people fumble the bag. Do you agree with what I'm saying on that?
I agree with you because there are so many things with different types of churches. You know, some stand at a certain point, sit down at a certain point, you know, or there's like certain things that we recite or that we say and call in response. And if you haven't been to this church, you may just be mumbling under your breath trying to keep up with what's going on. And like you said, even the attire, you know, some churches, non-denominational, are more free. You can wear jeans. And, you know, some places you go, if a woman has on jeans or a woman has on pants, she's looked at crazy the whole time.
Right.
So we're definitely responsible for letting our visitors know about the culture of the church. And it's so funny because I just saw a meme like that. It was like a little skit like that where the white guy was going to the black church. Have you seen that?
I don't think, is he with his girlfriend?
No, he was by himself. I have to send it to you if I haven't sent it to you already. But basically, he was saying that he was ready to go to the black church because he had his Sunday clothes. He had his speech down that he was going to say when they called for the visitors, and he wanted to practice his testimony. So it was like he was ready for the black church. And that's how we have to get our friends ready.
Wait, and you just said something really important because, again, okay, for my white viewers or listeners, if y'all checking us out, if you go to a black church, you might have to say something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Visitors, stand up. Tell us where you're from. Who you come with? Oh, okay. Are you Retha now? You with Retha now? Oh, okay. You might not be used to that. You just might be sitting there. Folk might come, give you a hug. You know, and there's nothing wrong with it. But whoever brought you, y'all know y'all church, and you know you're bringing somebody new. So just give them the 411. I feel like, man, people will just leave people, you know, now they just sitting there, they looking, like you say, there's an all white Sunday, they got on ripped jeans and a red sweater and a hat and junk, they don't know. And it ain't their fault, you know. Well, I believe most churches, if not all, is come as you are, but you want the person to feel comfortable, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because I mean, I've seen in a Baptist church where they will walk up to the young man with the hat on and politely tell him to take off that hat in the sanctuary, and they are not playing.
No. You go to Missionary Baptist, yeah, it could be a problem, you know what I'm saying? And the thing is, the young guy is not trying to be offensive. He just don't know, you know, like I said, I think
he just ain't get his hair cut this week.
Or, you know, right. He got the lineup is not good. And so I wanted to hit that because now, again, a lot of churches been closed or pandemic, but now that people are coming back, now churches are being back open again. Let's be a little more aware of when we bring, because I think we all glad to get somebody in, you know what I'm saying? But if I'm bringing, Greg from accounting in, I'm gonna let Greg know, hey, Greg, listen, man, somebody might start running around this church. Don't panic, bro. It's just cool.
Everything's okay.
Yeah, everything's okay.
There's not an emergency.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta let them know that. You know what I mean? Like if you and if Lucretia is coming to Greg Church, be like, Lucretia, there's gonna be an acoustic guitar, and we're just gonna sing. You don't gotta tune up and do extra runs with it. We don't really do. Just let the person know, and then they can have a good time. I don't think that's asking too much.
I don't think it's asking too much either. Instead of setting people up for failure, set them up for greatness.
Right, because you want them to come back. And if I feel uncomfortable, it's like this. If you at somebody's house and you ain't never really been to their house before, you know how it is. You just be sitting in that corner, just because you don't want to walk places and go stuff like that. I hate that too. When somebody have you at their house or their mama house and I don't know nobody, be like, oh yeah, just you fine. Not really, because I ain't never been here before, man. Just help me out. Don't leave me. Don't you hate that too? People leave you someplace and then they just go on. They in the backyard, you in the living room with their grandma, and the grandma just looking at you. I've had a lot of experience in my life. So anyway, yeah. No,
that's my biggest pet peeve though. Please don't leave me.
Don't, man. Don't leave me. We should just, that's crazy. People just be like, I'm here with you. I'm your plus one. Don't leave. Don't. I don't know everybody like that. Don't.
I don't. And I'm a magnet for the creepy uncle. So please don't leave me and have this man talking to me. It's always the older creepy uncle.
That can be. Just.
It tells me I'm a tall glass of water and he thirsty.
So we didn't went someplace. Now it's harassment going on at the cookout. So yeah, let's watch for that, y'all. So also. One more thing that I wanted to talk about as well. Now, this clip is a little old. I mean, for internet old, but we're going to play the clip. And then we're, with the magic of editing, we're going to play the clip. And once we come back, we're going to talk about the clip. So play the clip now.
Okay, so I'm freshly showered as of 3 days ago, and
Okay, we're back. So, as you saw, a young woman, I guess she's trying to preview some sort of product, skincare product or something. Had you seen this before I sent it to you?
I did.
Yeah.
I did see it on Kevin Stage, his Instagram.
It went pretty viral. And she, in passing, says, hey guys, okay, freshly showered as of 3 days ago. So check out so she tried to put a comma on it, but Kev and anybody would comment.
We were like,
no, don't just speed past what you just said, like Kevin Hart said. What was your initial thoughts when you saw this video?
I gotta be politically correct because my initial thoughts were not safe.
Family show. Yes, it's a family show. Yes.
But I just feel like, just like Kevin on Stage said, when you have to say days with an S, when you have to say ago, you can't put that and fresh in the same sentence. It's an oxymoron.
Yes.
Fresh is like new, right now, recent, relevant. So when you say fresh as of 3 days ago, yeah, it's not so fresh at all. That's in
like, I can't make cookies today and then Monday be like, come get these fresh cookies. No, they're not fresh. No, that's okay. So that was my thing. I was like, because I said, did she say fresh? Like, wait, I was like, that's the first thing I was like, whoa. So now let's talk also about her boldness to just say that and tell the whole world that. So that means you have a comfortability level that you just cool, not bathing days on end. Because it wasn't like she was sheepish, she was just saying in the past. So again, I don't want to make this a cultural thing. I'm not going to.
I was just gonna say, I don't want to offend anyone, but there was something also with, I think it was like Ashton Kutcher and his wife, that had mentioned something similar about not necessarily showering every day, not necessarily washing your legs when you shower, just like kind of standing and letting the water go where it may go.
Right. See, no, okay, let's quickly jump on that real quick. Let me tell you something right now. if you're not washing your legs, I mean, that is so trifling and late. Like you're in the shower. How hard is it to just, you're right there. I'm assuming you just bend, you got 2 legs, not 8. That's all you got to do. Okay. That is the most, I was blown away by that. And then, yes, I heard Ashton Kutcher and a couple other people like, yeah, showering every day is kind of overrated. Overrated? Nobody decided that. Nobody said that at all. No.
I think anyone, because I've had, days during the pandemic where I just stayed at home all day. And even sitting at home all day without encountering the elements, without sweating, I still felt a little 2 shower a dayness. Like I feel a little tart if I don't start morning and end evening.
But and here's the thing, and I don't want to act like everybody's had like where, you busy day or whatever, or it's just a lazy day, and it's like, man, I'm up, I shower. You ever played that game? I showered at 8 p.m. last night. I ain't doing nothing today. Whatever, fine. I'm not saying that, but 3 days you have not. I don't know. Like I don't know what, and it's crazy because when this clip first came out, I found her on TikTok and she had definitely taken that down. So I guess they had gotten her back enough that she was just like, okay, but I don't know what scenario, I don't know what explanation she could have for that. Like,
and I'm trying to figure out if she ain't showered in 3 days. Has she brushed her teeth? Like, what is going on with her grooming regimen?
I mean, yeah, are you using any deodorant? I hope you gotta be using deodorant, but
then you don't want to keep taking deodorant on top of deodorant. You have to wash in between.
I mean, people, your skin, there's dead cells. You gotta wash that. Like you say, even if you're not in the elements sweating, like you gotta exfoliate that skin. Like it feels
natural oils and
it just feels weird. We have to even have this conversation with grown folks. I don't know. That was alarming to me. And again, the crazy part was so many people got on that not washing your legs bandwagon. And I said, we've talked about that before, but that is just, I mean, it's one thing if you just don't want to shower, but if you're in the shower and won't wash your body, you just from the waist up, that is.
And I just hold women to a high standard, period. Our genitalia.
Yeah, you say it. I'm gonna let you say it. That's
our genitalia. It needs to be cleansed daily. It just does. I don't want anybody out here smelling like Red Lobster.
That's that's oh my goodness. Okay, wait a minute. All right, one more story. Now I didn't run this by you, but I want to say this. I want to talk about this. I'm going to be very delicate, but there is, I think, a bill passed in Spain for women that basically you can get 3 days off for your cycle. Okay, now, God bless, glad for ladies, you know what I'm saying? I mean, and so the thing is, social media went crazy, but there's like, child, yes, bring this to the United States, bring this all over the world. And I want to be on record, ladies, if they could do that for y'all, I'm super excited for y'all, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I can't relate to that, glad for you on that, but let me tell y'all this, because I read an article and this is what I was thinking, because the article's like Spain passes this bill, but there are worries about discrimination. And when they say that, that means this: if I'm an employer, if I'm a rich person, and I tell you, I've told you this on my business podcast, rich people do not give y'all nothing for free. If I'm an employer and I've got 2 candidates to hire, and I've got Bill and I've got Nancy, and they're both qualified and they're both good, and this is a 5-day week job, so you get weekends off, so that's 8 days off. But now I got to give Nancy 11 days off instead of the 8 days I'm giving Bill. What is an employer going to do? They're going to hire Bill. I'm telling you now, just like what I talked about when minimum wage went to $15. When it was $7.50 and you and Ray making $7.50, bam, we both got a job. When it goes to 15, one of y'all getting fired. When the minimum wage goes up, that's when the job rate goes down, because these employers are not going. So that's the only thing I'm worried about for ladies. I'm for y'all for it. What did you think when you heard about that? And what do you think about what I just said?
Well, definitely when I heard about it, I was like, yes, all of us getting a break. Even the women with hysterectomies, we gonna fake these cramps. We gonna get this break because we deserve it. this is our feminine reparations. But considering what you said, it doesn't surprise me, but it's been like that forever because of maternity leave. So a lot of employers have always thought that way. You know, if Trisha is young and married, doesn't have any kids now, she's probably going to want to start having children, and she's going to need maternity leave, and she's going to take off when her kids are sick, and she's going to take off for, you know, just regular checkups and things like that for her kids. So let's go with Bob, because we don't have to worry about these problems, because Bob will come to work while his wife does all those things. So that's something that's been going on, you know, since the beginning of the feminine movement, when women fought for the right to work.
Yeah. That's why I was really kind of bummed out when I read the articles. Like, man, this is just another way that they're going to use an excuse not to hire women. And I thought about maternity leave. Like, women already had to fight so much just to get that. And so that's why I was like, man, and all the rejoicing, because again, you got to start thinking like rich people. Rich people are rich for a reason, and it's not because they give away money. And they're going to start using that. And, you know, and it can be, and it's just a situation where they're like, oh no, we feel Bob's the best candidate. No. You just don't want to give them extra 3 days to a woman off, and it's more cost inducing. And that's kind of messed up, because again, you know, far be it for me, I'm like, I'm really surprised, like that's never happened before for women. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm surprised this is the first time this is kind of happening or being proposed to happen, or maybe somebody tried before we didn't hear about it. But as soon as I read it,
I mean, I'm pretty sure, if I can be honest, that in my career, I have probably called off anyway.
Yeah.
Just because I wasn't feeling well for that time of the month.
Women, so, you know, one
way or the other, whether you give it to us or not, right. You know, if we need to take it, we're gonna take it. I hope it don't, but just knowing how people operate business too, they'll outsource jobs just because they can pay some. You know, it was cool for a minute, but I'm like, man, knowing how these employers work, they're going to find a way to. So I don't know, ladies, just be glad for you, but be careful. Be aware of what they might try to do. But all right, guys, that is the show. Channel 5. I've enjoyed it, of course. Miss Lauren is here. She's a correspondent. Again, guys, you got to understand, everybody that comes on, we don't have guests on Channel 5. We got all correspondents. That's why everybody has to read a news story when we start, how ridiculous it is. That's how we get down. But check us out, of course, Mighty Sharp Network. Check out the merch as well, man. This is the first time we have some real merch. You get these hats, man. They're going to be cheap, but not for long. But reach out to us again. Lauren, I appreciate your time. Thank you for coming on as well with you and your extra burner phone. Guys. Look, I was going to say, I want to be promoted to a field reporter, and on my assignment to be in Cabo next time.
Yeah, so, right. And we'll have you on a panel. Like, she came today. She's like, "Where's the panel at?" I was like, "Ain't no panel on this one. It's just you."
I thought this was gonna be like CNN, and we were gonna, you know, debate, go back and forth.
Listen, if there's a big story, the beauty of this show is that we can do a story based, and I can do it anytime we want. So if there's a big story, you get to call. Yeah, it might be some other people on with you, but for now. We're just, because this is probably, I don't know when this was going to air, but we got a couple of shows we've been doing. I got a lot more people to get to, man. Really appreciate y'all coming on. So you know what to do, people, all the time. Please be blessed. Stay sharp. Thank you, Lauren.
Thank you for having me.
God, if you're listening, this won't take long, but I just need a minute. God, if you're listening, this won't take long, but I just need a minute.